Habana una mulatita de un matinero se enamoró. Y la mulata musalamera a su bollo se lo llevó. Y cuando estaban entusiasmados y se juraban eterno amor, llegó el marido de la mulata. No sabe usted lo que pasó, que el mulato se quiso vengar y un machete muy largo sacó. Y cuando iba a tirarse a matar, los miró, escarbó y se marchó. Allá en La Habana, allá en La Habana, pasan las mismas cosas que aquí en España. Allá en La Habana, allá en La Habana, son más dulces los besos, cielito lindo, de las cubanas. Son más dulces los besos, cielito mío, de las cubanas.
Having Jesus Vilallonga here with his credibility and his talent and his energy and his age gives us great credence here, having this type of a show for the community of Thousand Oaks and also for the west coast of the United States.
This exhibition is a show that I've been working on for several years. I'm the curator of the exhibition, so I selected the works and basically came up with the structure and the concept for the exhibition. But also, over and beyond that, I'm married to the artist, so I have a direct relationship with the show as well.
What I do in my paintings are symbols of all the aspects of my own life. We had the privilege in summer to receive people in Saint Martin. They were painters making murals. And I think the fact that this involvement got me very much the influence of being part of these people that they were, in a way, as I said, beloved by Father, and in the other, the experience that through art I can enjoy life better than in any other profession.
This exhibition would not have been possible without the people here in Thousand Oaks. Nancy Niemer and her husband were living in Barcelona for 3 years, and she had seen Jesus's work and loved it and said, I would love to see this work in Thousand Oaks.
I am very honored and proud to represent the Arts Commission as chair and the Cavalier Visual Arts Committee to say that we're in for a wonderful several months of this beautiful, elegant, and first-class artist of the world.
And there was just so much enthusiasm and interest in bringing the show here that without that, it would not have been possible. It's been a wonderful team of people to work with here. Stacy Park, her whole team have really just helped in every way possible and put a major amount of time and effort into it. Because basically a show like this, if you're doing it for a museum or an institution, you would probably be working 2 to 3 years lead time. And this show we've put together, basically we decided last July that yes, everyone was interested, but just in terms of production, because they've produced a beautiful full color catalog for the show, a poster, they've done great press, so it's really a major undertaking.
Le misotis depuis la rose, ce sont deux fleurs qui disent quelque chose, mais pour aimer le coquelicot et n'aimer que ça, faut être idiot. Tu as peut-être raison, oui, mais voilà, quand je t'aurais dit tu comprendras. La première fois que je l'ai vue, elle dormait à moitié nue dans la lumière de l'été, au beau milieu d'un champ de blé. Et sur le corsage blanc, là où battait son cœur, le soleil gentiment faisait vivre comme une fleur, comme un petit coquelicot, mon âme, un tout petit coquelicot. coquelicots. Ce n'est rien d'autre qu'une aventure, la petite histoire que je te jure qu'il faudra pas faire un sanglot pour cette histoire des coquelicots. Tu as peut-être raison, oui, mais voilà qu'un homme l'aimait, qu'elle n'aimait pas. Le lendemain, quand on l'a vue, elle dormait à moitié nue dans la lumière de l'été, au beau milieu de champs de blé. Et sur le corsage blanc, tout à la place du cœur, il y avait 3 gouttes de sang qui faisaient comme une fleur. Comme un petit coquelicot, mon âme, un tout petit coquelicot.
I've been working on picking up most all of these pieces that have been framed so beautifully by striving artists, and it's been a week-long project. They did a marvelous job. The framing is exceptional. They were able to put this project into works immediately and gave us frames that we would never have had before. And they are a viable part of what has made this a success because they were very, very generous in their work effort. And we really can appreciate the effort because picking up like almost 170 pieces in the last 24 hours and delivering them is just a remarkable feat.
In a way, I was forced to study architecture by my mother, because she said that painters, we are poor people, we are bohemians, we are disgraced. And she didn't allow me to be a painter, and she didn't allow me to pay the expenses of the School of Fine Arts in Barcelona or in Paris or in Rome. There I start sending door to door or the restaurants, saying my drawings and my watercolors to help for a living. But contrast in life. When my mother was 80 and I had to say an international recognition, my mother was very satisfied, and she said, "Oh, I always said that my son will be a genius painter." So that's how things go in life.
This was really a wonderful opportunity to bring a body of work together that has not been shown in this magnitude and to this extent before. Almost everything of Jesus' graphic production is in this show. Again, he is really, in my mind, a Renaissance man. He takes on any medium and does wonders with it. So he has worked in every print medium. In this show there are lithographs, etchings, screen prints, monotypes, a lot of mixed media pieces. So that's all here. And then the paintings basically are from the last 25 years in the retrospective part, as well as recent paintings that he's finished in the last few months. The other major body of work here is the Portrait Imaginaire, the imaginary portrait, which was the painting in the exhibition that I first saw when I met Jesus. And that exhibition, or the work, has been shown in galleries and institutions in Canada and in Europe. This is the first time that it's come to California. And it is basically Jesus' masterpiece. It's the largest painting he's ever done. He locked himself up in a castle in Spain for 4 months and worked exclusively on that painting, did a lot of support work for it. So there's collages, again, there's prints, both screen prints, lithographs, mixed media pieces he did for that. So it's wonderful to have the space here to be able to see that entire body of work together.
Don't know why I start sketching one day in my studio a beautiful portrait of Buñuel. Still is a study of Buñuel in this exhibition. But then I start adding more and more and more and more artists. And then I got the idea of why not to make a portrait of the people I admire in this century.
This is Gabriel Garcia Marquez, Kurosawa, Kenzo Tange, Luis Buñuel, Paul Bocuse, the chef, Hans Werner Heinze, Henry Moore.
I start sketching a group of 14, 16, 20, and they came 24 people. So slowly, it took a summer that I went to the in Mallorca, and I made many sketches until I realized that was necessary, because I felt the moral, I would say, obligation of being in doing that kind of painting.
This is Margaret Yourcenar, the French writer. This is Francis Crick and Watson, the scientists. This is Salvador Dali, and he has a flower, a tuberose, in his hand.
The painting first was 3 by 5 feet, and then was 6 by 8, and well, now I think it's bigger.
Simone de Beauvoir, the French writer.
It became an important painting at the point that I think today is the most important painting I did in my life.
Mother Earth is Betty Davis, and he wrote here. It says Maria de los de Vilallonga, Planes de Farners. Oh yeah, these are the different astronauts from the Apollo mission. Armstrong.
Gagarin was the Russian.
This is the name of Jesus' mother, because this is Mother Earth.
Vilallonga per la pau dels pobles, for the peace of all peoples. in Girona on the castle of Montjuïc, 1990-1981.
Well, two of his daughters, myself, and one of his assistants, where he asked us to come in and help him lay the paint ground for some of his preparations. So what we did is he basically came up with a choreography, and he poured painting onto the white surface, and we extended it with our feet.
Work on putting colors, and I sometimes enjoy being sitting like this, and sitting I say, well, a little bit of red, and now take your bicycle, and now you make lines, and my assistants go on doing textures and things.
People sometimes remark on the jewel-like quality or almost Gustav Klimt-like quality because it's just so rich and incredibly detailed. But a lot of that is due to the fact that he is working in layers. Jesus has been known to dip into both my dishes and my towels when he paints, because he's a true creator that when he's inspired, he'll grab anything that's within reach. So I tend to try to segregate the things that I don't want him using as part of his painting. Jesus has used a lot of screen prints in his work, both in terms of screen print editions, but also in terms of creating the textures and layers in his work. He studied in Paris and in Rome and in Spain, so really learned painting techniques that aren't taught much anymore. He did fresco paintings in a chapel up in the Pyrenees, and then the egg tempera. So what he has done is he has made, we probably have close to 70 screens of original drawings. A lot of them are textures, a lot of them will be sort of geometrical squiggles, triangles, that. And he uses those at random to lay out color patterns and kind of geometric forms and that. So he really builds up layer after layer of color surface.
Whereas you are presenting the largest assembly of your work to appear in the United States of America in our city, with more than 160 visually stunning pieces displayed for the enjoyment of our Thousand Oaks and Southern California residents. Now therefore I, Dennis Gillette, Mayor of the City of Thousand Oaks, on behalf of the entire City Council, do hereby commend you for your extraordinary vision, talents, and contributions to the culture and artistic communities of the world. Thank you so very much.
To make a painting, with tracing paper, I make the composition, very adjust composition on the way it must be in the painting. And this paper that my wife, she kept all of them and says are very important because they're very direct. It's my feeling. This goes over the base that I made before with the assistance of other people. And when I find the right position of the painting with this preparation that I make especially for this painting, then either me or my assistant made the profile of this figure, and then I go back and I keep making first vibrations of colors, and after, especially with the feminine body, I like to dress her with, I cover with a transparent white color that lets like the color of the skin of a woman, in which you see through the tattoos the interior looking of the person. And this is, I think, what makes my painting very, I would say, personal. The fact that I am looking for the interior looking of people, not for the exterior aspect of a person. In a couple of days I will be sketching and making drawings again, because it's my great satisfaction to do it.
I go?
Go ahead.
o coqueiro tira coco, tico, tico, nhaco, nhaco, coqueiro lira. Oh, trepa o coqueiro tira coco, tico, tico, nhaco, nhaco, coqueiro lira. ¿En dónde está María? María fue a pasear. ¿En dónde está la María? Catarina fue a pasear. Os paseos de la Nancy fan l'Antoni, papà i pot jurar. Os paseos de la Nancy fan papà i mamma llorar. Oh, tripa o cuquero tira coco, chiqui, chico, chico, na culo, cuquero. Helicóptero, Pepe, que me estoy perdiendo, que me estoy perdiendo con tanta familia que me está escuchando, que me estoy perdiendo, que me estoy perdiendo la pena de balón. Para pam pam, oh, trepa loco quiero tirar coco, chiqui, chiqui, ñaco, ñaco, coco quiero lira. Oh, trepa loco quiero tirar coco, chiqui, chico, ñaco, 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 quiero lira. Thousand Oaks, esta, Thousand Oaks, esta, Thousand Oaks, esta. Canto si la Vilallonga, canto si la Vilallonga. La pintura, la acuarela, la guacha, la mural, la Thousand Oaks. Preparado ya está.
Okay. Everybody, I got a little bit lost.